Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everybody. I left you last time with the 4 components of the process of change. Those 4 components are very important in the process of a change we have talked about. We have already explained the thinking, the proper thinking, and we explained the strategy of a problem solving. Now we come to the 3rd component, which is very important. In fact, we have to start with it at the beginning, which is the time. Okay, when we come to the time, you see, we come across with the word time management, and this is a wrong statement because time cannot be managed. We cannot manage time. Time is going, whether we like or not. We can't hold time. We can't hold the hour. We can't make the hour less or more. So time is passing through laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The universal laws control the universe. We know we have a day, we have night. Well, the man made the division of time, as the previous Muslims had already done that long time ago, when they divided the day into sections. They called the morning, they called them duha, dhuhr, asr, according to the praying times. And even the short time, they have already divided into sections as well. Now, recently, where the time or the day divided, the one day 24 hours. So when we come to define the time, we cannot define the time in the scale of hours or minutes. Time is something you can feel more than something it passed through. So when we come to look at the time as an issue, we have to consider and focus on the action during the time, what we are going to do during the time, what we are doing during the time. This is the most important thing, not the time itself. Suppose they have 2 hours, 3 hours, 10 hours. Doesn't mean anything. But what I'm going to do during the time, as my brother Muhammad Ismail, Sheikh Muhammad Ismail, Jazallahu Khairan, he told me you have 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So I know exactly now the time scale I have to do my talk or to do any task. This is the most important thing. And when we come to analyze things now, we know that time is days, months, years. And we know that time includes thoughts, emotions, feeling. It's there as well. Now, those who are suffering from mental illness, they know exactly what's the meaning of time. When they spend a long time suffering from any sort of mental illness like depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, time at the time will be pressurized. It will be very, very effective for them and painful as well. So we cannot, in fact, estimate time or measure it in the form of hours, in the form of minutes, in the form of years. No, it's your life on earth. So time is your life. This is the way. We should not, in fact, say time as time. We say my life. How do I going to spend my life? And I know as a Muslim that I'm going to leave this earth. So the time, in fact, or my life started when I was born, and it will end on this temporary journey on this earth when I die. That's how to look at the time, and that's how utilize our time, and that's how utilize and consume whatever we're doing during the period of time, either it's minutes or hour or day. Okay, now let us come to the nature of time. It's fast, going very quickly. If you postpone something, maybe it won't come again. Procrastination. So always try to do things at time because it's fast, number 1. Number 2, cannot be retrieved or recovered. You cannot ask the time to come back. The hours go, going. Whatever is going, can't come back. And number 3, it's limited. Our life is limited. So everything we have is limited. So I have 1 hour, I have 2 hours, I have 10 hours, they are limited. The whole life is limited. So since we know these facts about time, so we have to do our best to utilize the time. And I found my brother Sheikh Muhammad Ismail as an example. I'm not pulling his leg and I'm not flattering him, but it's true. he's utilized his time in a very good way without saying anything. He's not talking. He just say, let us spend the time. He's just doing things. And I find him during one day, he can do a lot of tasks. That's the one the previous Muslim were doing. Because what happened? Because one day, in early morning, when you wake up, they have to decide what they're going to do to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in this case, they will never waste not a minute, not an hour, not a minute, not a fraction of a second, because they know they will be asked for. Everything will be accounted for. Allah will ask you about your time. So time is very valuable. And I remember when I was in the University of Nottingham and I was giving a talk about 10-15 minutes about time management in the laboratory, where we can use the time in our research, because I was a researcher in the University of Nottingham. Then I asked them a question: how can you evaluate time? Suppose that we want to evaluate the minute with something measurable. This is my question to them. I remember that's about 25 years ago. And I've said 1 minute equal what? 1,000 pounds? Okay. Equal 10,000 pounds? 100,000? They gave me numbers. I've told them, no, it's not. The way we are looking at it, that 1 minute equal infinity. It equals more than your life. It equals everything. Because as we believe as Muslim, at that minute, if you die as a Muslim, you will go to the paradise. It's eternal, no limit, forever. And the opposite, if that minute you died as non-Muslim, and we know that you will go to the hell. So in this case, minute cannot be accounted. It's a priceless. It's the whole life. It's infinity. That's the way you look at it. So everybody has to look at it in this way, that every minute you wasted, you don't know when you waste it, where you're going to go. Maybe it will be the last minute of your life. So in this way, you have to do your best. You have to do your best and do it correctly as well. So that's why the productive period of your life is your time. And that's why the Muslim is supposed to be the most important person on earth who utilizes his time, because he knows he cannot postpone anything, he cannot delay anything, he has to do everything and do it the best way. As Prophet Muhammad said, إن الله تعالى يحب إذا عمل أحدكم عملا أن يتقنه. That Allah, Prophet Muhammad said that everybody who's going to do something, any task, he has to do it to the maximum quality, to the maximum, أن يتقنه. So not only to do the job, do it in proper way, do it to the maximum way of accuracy and excellence. So this is meaning of time. So if we come now, how can we organize our time? Now again, I've said time cannot be managed. We know that. But how can we organize our tasks during the day? This is very important for us, because that will help us in the process of a change. We cannot change ourselves if we cannot estimate the time, if we cannot be care and very cautious about every single second, not minute, in our life. So in this case, we have to measure things. Sleeping time, how many hours are going to sleep? Work, how many hours on work? Daily activities that are compulsory as a Muslim, like praying time, for example. They have to be fixed and stable in our life. For example, you pray Sabah, you pray Dhuhr, you pray Asr, you pray Maghrib, you pray Isha. These are like landmarks for you. That's milestone for you, for your day. Then you have to look always at yourself where you are. You have to be better every day. You have to do your best every day. If you are a student, you have to study. You have to read. You have to prepare things. Do the homework. Don't leave anything. If you leave them, maybe you'll not have time to do them. Don't say tomorrow I will do it. Don't say later. These are the thieves of time. These are in fact the drawback of in our mentality when we look at these things. Right. Now, what about the weekend and holidays? Now, productivity of the beneficial sessions We know that every season, even now, for example, at the end of this year, we have the Boxing Day, we have discount and sale, all of this. In our life, we have like this productive season. We have that. We know that. We know that, for example, if you want to do your best, do it in the morning more, because you'll be active. Don't delay things at night when you get tired, you can't do anything. So we have to use sometimes commercial way of thinking. We have to think in a way productively and commercially, as if that you have good to sell and you want to choose the best time to sell it so you get money. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala divided the time for us. He made the time for us valuable. For example, in the morning, when you wake up, you have a great chance to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during your praying, and then you start your day. Now you have Friday, another productive session, weekly. You have Ramadan, monthly, every year. You have Hajj, you have Zakah. You have all of these rules in our religion that will take you further to utilize your time. So I wouldn't say that we have to make timetable, diary, charts, all of these things sometimes useless if you don't look at them. What's the benefit? I have my diary, I never look at it. But you need to have a company of somebody to help you, and you have to be cautious. Remind yourself every day, every minute, that there is a time Allah created for me and I have to spend it. I can't change the time, I can't make it fast, I can't delay it. And the company of brother like Sheikh Muhammad Ismail will help you to do that without saying anything. You will feel with them that you're working all the time, you're doing something beneficial for the community, something beneficial for yourself. So this is the time now. Very short, this highlight. I'll come across with the time in details when I come to the process of change. Thank you very much.